Big cheer goes up as the 18 finalists parade before the crowd. 25 laps ahead of them. Peter Craft is on the front row. Let's check the grid. Sharing that front row is Skip Jackson, Brazier and Lindbergh in row 2, Dumsney and Kelly one further back. Then there's Bazzuti and Shaw, Centrefield, Wanless and Tunks, Hodges and Loadsman, Tunks Jr. and Attard, Jeffries and Seckold, Rod Bright and Norm Jackson tailing out. An ideal track. There's been some spectacular sprint car racing so far this evening. Ready to go. The race to turn number 1, Skip Jackson looking strong. Peter Craft there in second. As they go down the back chute, it's the national champion, Gary Brazier, running in fourth. Early race leader is Skip Jackson. Peter Craft runs second. It's Paul Lindbergh of Queensland up and running in third. Traffic heavy centre field. John Shaw in the thick of it with John Kelly of Queensland in the 25 Winfield car. And there's Max Dumsney coming in to keep them company. It's still Skip Jackson in front. A stoppage, the first of the race. John Shaw's involved in that hit. We're about to restart up to the main straight. Skip Jackson, Peter Craft, Paul Lindbergh of Queensland and Gary Brazier. In behind them, Max Dumsney and John Kelly. Early days yet. There's Kelly putting it to Max Dumsney. The two cars touch. Dumsney in trouble. Upside down. And the judges give him 9 out of 10 for a pirouette. Max remains in the car, still strapped in. Officials rush to his aid. See, that's not the place to be. Something's broken there. Dumsney, after the touch and the car getting out of shape, actually put his foot down. And just watch how the car bit back. Look at this. Whoa. The Linnigan entry, number 69, out of tonight's feature at Newcastle. Dumsney out of the car, but A-OK. This is becoming familiar. Skip Jackson leads Peter Craft, and now in third we have Gary Brazier. Well, Brazier makes his move on Craft. Craft says no thank you. Down the back straight, and the persistence of car number 1 driven by Gary Brazier prevails. Alrighty, Brazier's now in clear air running second. But it's the young man in car number 7, Skip Jackson, who's heading this parade and doing it very decisively. As you can see, oops, there's a spin. That's Kelly, the Queensland, has come off. And the caution lights are about to go on once more. That'll be a windfall for Gary Brazier because that will bring him right up on the tail of Skip Jackson. Kelly will restart, but he'll have to go to the rear of the field. Okay, if Brazier's going to do it, he'd better do it now. The race resumes with Jackson in front. Now, Jackson has won his last 2 back-to-back feature races at Parramatta Raceway, so he's in race trim, in top form. And here he is at Newcastle Motordrome, out in front of the man who recently took out his 2nd national title. What are the odds? As they go to the top turn once more, Brazier doesn't appear to be making the impression on Skip Jackson. He's certainly on terms with him as they go once more down the back chute. You would have to start asking whether or not Brazier can pull out something special. He is a big event specialist, we all know that, but Skip Jackson is not going to be daunted by the reputation of the man in the O'Brien aluminium car. Gary Brazier, this car prepared by his father Steve, a former sprint car champion in his own right, a 3rd generation driver. There you see Peter Craft coming through, holding on to 3rd spot in the Valtel 86 car. What's going to happen up front in this one? Well, we've got Rod Bright dips off the circuit. It's still Skip Jackson with a comfort zone to the Australian champion. That familiar smoke coming out of the 7 car doesn't do anything to the car's performance. Lap traffic's going to become a problem now as they move up the main straight. Brazier there on the inside gets a check. Out of shape, loses ground. Gets back on the pace. Skip Jackson now on the inside of Andrew Seckold. Switches high. Brazier's caught him. Oh, Jackson's kissed the wall. Skip's gone 9-eye. I tell you who's not, Peter Craft. Craft saw the opportunity and dived through on the low line to reclaim second. Still in front is Gary Brazier. That's Andrew Seckold there being lapped in the time zone 46 car And look at this contest now for second between Peter Craft in 86 and Skip Jackson in car number 7. Out of my way, says Peter Craft. Skip Jackson says the same. Meantime, there's Brazier clearing out from the field. By gee, you've got to give it to him. He is a big race specialist. Put the prize money on and stand back. As they move up the main straight once more, the field's starting to look a little depleted. Brazier, the consummate champion, no pressure at all. They used to say this guy can't handle traffic. He's okay from the front of the field. Well, he might have started in the front 2 rows tonight, but he's handling the lap traffic with consummate ease. Carrying on the battle for second in the blue car, 86 Peter Craft, and car number 7, the jet black Frank Auto Parts entry, driven by Skip Jackson. This is a good contest in its own right. These two drivers, fierce rivals, good mates off the circuit. And ahead of them you can see lap traffic. Brazier just thoroughly enjoying his Saturday night drive. One of the best prepared cars in the country. Into the wall, kissing the wall, it looks like Craft. That lets the 2 Winfield cars run through. Skip Jackson once more on the tail of Australia 1. Look how quickly Brazier pulls away though. Back in third is Queenslander Paul Lindbergh and his teammate John Kelly. A good drive. He's come from the back of the field after a restart to now be running in 4th place. But there's no denying this man's race. He's going to go on and win yet another one. In the main straight, it's Gary Brazier, and running in 2nd spot, Skip Jackson, with the 2 Winfield cars filling 3rd and 4th placing. Out comes the flag. There's 1 lap to go, and Gary Brazier is poised for another win, this time at the Newcastle Motordrome. Skip Jackson's done his best. Bad luck for Peter Craft, who started the night in sensational form, but ending the night, the big money end of the night, and yet again it's Brazier. Skip Jackson takes second, and Queenslanders Paul Lindbergh and John Kelly finished third.